Long ball number 3. We are getting to it. The Fab Four Major League Soccer. We usually on Fridays pick out our top 4 Major League Soccer contests of the weekend. But due to the international break in Major League Soccer playing through it, you've got a bit of a protest, Jason.
Yeah, I don't think we should be picking any MLS games to watch this weekend. I think we should call out MLS for playing through an international break and forcing teams to put their squads on the field missing very important pieces. I mean, there are – I don't have the list of MLS call-ups in front of me. This is such a weird thing, right? MLS loves to publicize the number of international call-ups that come out of the league. I did find it. They have it on the website. MLSsoccer.com has a list that was posted on the 17th of all the players called in by their countries in this international window. I'm just going to scan this and give you a sense of what we're looking at here. Atlanta United is missing 8 players. That includes Miguel Almiron. It includes Bartosz Slisz. It includes Luis Abram, the Peruvian defender. Austin's missing 4 players. Charlotte's missing 3 players, including Ajamang and Ream, both starters. Chicago missing Brian Gutierrez, of course, called in by the U.S. men's national team. Cincinnati is missing Kevin Dinke, their big signing at forward. You got Zach Steffen missing for the Rapids, of course. Max Arfston, Mohamed Farsi, Patrick Schulte missing for the Crew. DC United, couple players. The Dynamo, McGlynn, Brooklyn Reigns, who's with the US U20s. Sebastian Rodriguez, Mexican U18 player. Again, it's not just senior level players. It's also these youth level players as well. LAFC is missing Denis Bouanga and Nathan Ordaz. Inter Miami is missing Kramaski. They would be missing Messi. Of course, he's hurt. He didn't go, but I don't think he's playing this weekend. Minnesota is missing 5 players. Nashville is missing 3 players. New York is missing 6 players, including their starting goalkeeper. That's the Red Bulls. Philadelphia, my man Mike Thomas, is missing. They're missing 7 players due to international duty, but they're missing another one due to a red card. So Ty Baribo, their leading goal scorer. Andre Blake, their starting goalkeeper. Daniel Gazdag, their most important creative player. All those players are missing. Jesus Bueno is missing. Okay, I'm going to stop because you get the picture. No Fab Four for MLS this weekend because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it because they're playing through an international window, and it's ridiculous that they're doing so. And if you want to be a big boy soccer league, then stop it already. Stop it. We're going to pick and choose which windows. No, windows are sacrosanct. And while I still need to be convinced that MLS can navigate the winter if they decide to flip their schedule, which has been discussed, and I believe was recently brought up at some business gatherings in Los Angeles around this CONCACAF Nations League final. I think Jonathan Tannenwald was posting about this. If they want to switch their schedule, I'd be for it if it meant no more playing through international windows, Robert.
I mean, it's like the county cricket over in England when the internationals go away, that the backups play. And yeah, to your point, we can't call it the Fab Four. Is there anyone fabulous if half the league is missing? Honestly,
it's one of those things. Like, okay, your brain has to do too much work to figure out which games are going to be good because you have to factor in the absences. So is Cincinnati Atlanta going to be a great game? It's on paper that sounds like a very interesting game. FC Cincinnati, one of the contenders in the Eastern Conference. Atlanta United trying to figure out how to, with this new talent, the money that they spent, how to get through and be a power. And they're going to be missing important players. Atlanta United again has 8 international call-ups. A couple of those are youth players, but still 8 international call-ups. And again, Cincinnati's missing their big offseason signing, Kevin Denke, who's already scored some goals for them. Can I point to that game and say, you should watch that game? No, I don't think I can. The Sounders and the Dynamo, again, no Jack McGlynn. I didn't even look at the Sounders list. I mean, we know that they got a lot of injuries, the Seattle Sounders, so that's a part of this too.
Do you think that, with that said, I mean, Houston is giving out free tickets because Messi wasn't available. Do you think some of these tickets should be refunded because half the teams aren't showing up? Like Vancouver Whitecaps give away tickets because Brian Gutierrez isn't showing up for the Fire?
I mean, obviously it's a little bit different. It's a little. I mean, obviously with Messi, you're paying inflated prices most of the time, so that's why it feels necessary to compensate people when he doesn't post. But yeah, I mean, come on, this is ridiculous.
Daniel
This is
in the
ridiculous.
Daniel in the chat with the question that we're all kind of asking: why would they continue to play with so many missing? Why is that? They probably need to fill in more time on the schedule with creating new competitions, right? They couldn't possibly skip the international contests because they got to play Leagues Cup and other things, right?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like again, you get into this place of just being angry that they're playing through a break and bringing the integrity of the competition down for these games when they're also forcing in an extra competition that not a lot of people asked for, right? Now, again, I think in the big picture, and I've said this before, I get it. MLS is they're chasing something with this thing with Liga MX. They're recognizing that they are boxed in by geography, and if you don't have access to the top levels of club soccer, which we know is the Champions League, well, you got to be creative. And if you're gonna be sort of locked into North America, well, what can you do? The biggest, most popular league in your own country, at least on television, is the Mexican League. Why not partner with them? They want more access to the American market. You've got the infrastructure. You've got the stadiums. You can do all these things. But it just does leave us as people who care about the integrity of the sport and the integrity of the competition, the integrity of the league. It leaves us cold. It leaves us thinking, what the hell are you doing? Why are you selling out your own competition to go chase that extra thing?
We shall see. Major League Soccer continues through the international window, and thank goodness it opens up our schedules this weekend to watch the Nations League third place game, USA versus Canada on Sunday.
So
night.
excited for that. That's going to be the intensity level of that politically completely undermined by the fact that it's a third place game and it's not actually for anything. There you go.
And that, again, at SoFi Stadium, so maybe Mauricio Pochettino can adjust to that narrow field out there in California. If you haven't hit the button already, please do so. Subscribe to Morning Kick Around. We're setting goals and knocking them aside, so thank you so much. So we went right past 1,500, going for 2,500 subscribers. If you haven't clicked on it, be the next, or tell your friend to be the next if you already have. Follow along on social media at MKickaround on X, Instagram, and Blue Sky. And also, if you have a little bit of change in your pocket, go to Coffee or Ko-Fi. .com/morning kick around. That is the place where you can support us with some cash here and there.
Yeah. Will is telling us that it's coffee. We know it used to be Buy Me a Coffee, and then they changed it, and now it's coffee with spelled in a different way. But it just looks like Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi, I guess. If you're using again, my brain starts doing this thing where things get pronounced with Spanish vowels instead of English vowels because of my house, and I end up saying Kofi or something like that. So it's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Yeah, so buy us a coffee, guys, if you can. We appreciate it. Folks are doing so, and we've rewarded folks who have gone over to coffee.com/morning kickaround. There is a bonus segment over there. Jason and I gave a whirl at creating our own retirement 11 to enter into the Open Cup a la the Des Moines Menace. So go over to coffee.com/morning kickaround.